All right. Floyd Mayweather Sr. says Deontay Wlder can't punch. At least that sounded like what he said. He don't hit that hard. He don't hit like George Foreman and these other guys. I'm paraphrasing, right? When he was asked if Deontay Wlder was the hardest puncher of all time. Let's talk about what Floyd Mayweather Jr. has to say about that, and I'm going to share my opinion on that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel on the Patreon and the live streams that we do Monday through Friday, and OG Boxing Talk Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. with myself, Curtis Anderson, Trap House Boxing, KQKC Boxing, and the Great Blood Boxing. Now, let's get into this. After the Deontay Wlder-Luis Ortiz fight, where Deontay Wlder knocked out Luis Ortiz, hit him so, man, it was crazy. Hit him so hard in the forehead. His sweat sprayed back 5 rows. It was just another spectacular one-punch knockout by Deontay Wlder. Deontay Wlder touched his first time he touched Luis Ortiz solid with that right hand. It was bye-bye. Now, so reasonably, people are saying they're really amazed with Deontay Wilder's punching power. And he, after 41 knockouts and having 43, every fighter that he's ever fought has hit the deck, and 41 of them never got back up. Yeah, he can punch. So the question was asked to Floyd Mayweather Sr., how would you rate his power with all-time great fighters? Floyd Mayweather Sr. says, he don't hit that hard. Luis Ortiz can't take a punch. That type of stuff as he's walking out the door. Now, here's my thoughts on that. First, I doubt very much that Floyd Mayweather Sr. had much time to actually think about that. To stop and think, let me list all of the fighters that I know that I believe punch as hard as Deontay Wlder. Or, punch as hard as Deontay Wlder. Or whose punch has have the same effect on people as Deontay Wlder. I personally can think of 2 that I'm familiar with. 2. George Foreman, Ernie Shavers. For me. Now, Mike Tyson clearly has power, has ridiculous punching power. His knockouts came from accumulation of punches more, but let's throw Mike Tyson in there as well and say Mike Tyson, George Foreman, Ernie Shavers. Now, here's the problem. Those are the people that I know of. I can't speak of 1790 through 1960. There's Sonny Liston too. Okay, so say add Sonny Liston on there too. Obviously, Rocky Marciano was that type of guy too, right? Now, it should be enough to say that Deontay Wlder, to know that if Deontay Wlder touches you with a shot, you're going bye-bye, okay? There are other people that have done the same thing, that if you touch them, it's bye-bye at the heavyweight division. So the most that I am willing to say, now before I make you guys mad, listen to what I'm saying. The most I can really say and not be overstating it is that is as hard a puncher as I have ever seen. You see the distinction? He is as hard a puncher as I have ever seen. Versus, he is the hardest puncher of all time. I can say 1. I cannot say 2. The reason that I can say 1 is that I can say he is as hard a puncher as I have ever seen, is because it's a true statement. I've never seen anybody do anything with their fists that Deontay Wlder can't do. I've seen George Foreman on tape lift Joe Frazier off the ground with a shot. I have seen Joe Frazier punch, I've seen George Foreman punch Michael Moore on the top of the head and he completely lose and completely flop out and be gone. I've seen that. So, but I've also seen Deontay Wlder do the same thing. I've seen Deontay Wlder knock people out when all he did was make contact with their gloves. I've seen him knock people out with windmill right hands. I've seen him wobble people with left hooks. I've seen him hit somebody dead on the forehead with a straight right shot and lay them out and spray, as blood boxing say, pink luster oil all the way back into the rows behind him. So that's the most that I can say. And I think that's the best compliment that you can give anybody. When you put somebody in the position of saying, is he the best ever? Is he the greatest ever, the hardest hitter ever? Number one, you're assuming that they've seen everybody and they know who everybody is. I don't. You don't, more than likely. And we've never taken punches from anyone. At least I haven't taken the punches from them. So if Floyd Mayweather Sr. says, nah, that's his opinion based on what he's seen. But I suspect that people didn't really give him enough time to answer the question. Now, Deontay Wlder, when we talking about this though, this is where I'm going to shift a little bit. All right, people are throwing the word historic out so much in boxing today. Every event is historic. First of all, historic, the strict definition of the word, yeah, everything is historic because everything that happens is in history. But when we mean something that stands out, when we use the word historic, we mean something that is the first time it's ever happened. It's something of significant note that we need to feel privileged to have experienced. The word is becoming, I think, is it trite? I think the phrase is trite, where you use it so much that it's lost its meaning. Canelo Alvarez's fight with Sergey Kovalev was historic, right? Anthony Joshua's coming to Madison Square Garden was historic. It's historic. You know what I mean? Just pay attention long enough. Everything's historic. Tyson Fury defended his lineal title 4 times in 8 months. It's historic. A make-believe belt that he defended against 4 out of the 5 guys he fought were journeymen at best is historic. So since shit's getting historic, I figure let me join the bandwagon and look at Deontay Wlder in the light of this trite word expression. And I hope I'm using the right word. Historic. I'll say this about Deontay Wlder. Deontay Wlder is as special a fighter as I've ever seen. And I truly, truly believe that. I was not paying attention to Deontay Wlder very closely because, like many people that listen to the media and hear the media, and this is why you're going to hear me go off on these media guys so much, because it wasn't really until Deontay Wlder, I'd watched Deontay Wlder fight. I saw the knockouts, I saw him win with Bermane Stavern and him knock out Bermane Stavern. And then I watched pretty much, I watched fights before that. But really, when he won the championship against Bermane Stavern 10 fights ago, I was like, okay, yeah, he's a good fighter. But yeah, you're right. His punches are kind of wide. He doesn't really look like, I thought he was going to be like a Seth Mitchell type of guy, like a Seth Mitchell or Brian Jennings. He came up with those crossover athletes where these two, he was a basketball player, football player. Seth Mitchell was a football player. Brian Jennings was a football player, and they were coming into boxing. Seth Mitchell got knocked out. Brian Jennings, was a better than Seth Mitchell, but he really didn't, he really never became an elite level heavyweight. And I put Deontay Wlder in that basket. But then as I watched more and more, and I started to listen to people criticize him more and more. And the more they criticized him, the more consistent his results were, the more devastating his results were. I started being like, hold on, man. This guy's at fucking 39, excuse my language. He's at 38 knockouts now. Okay, he's at 39 knockouts now. He's at 40 knockouts now. He's at 41 knockouts now. He's at 42 knockouts now. He's at 1 title defense, 2 title defenses. He's at 7 title defenses now. He's at 8 title defenses. He's at 10 title defenses. These are Hall of Fame numbers. These are Hall of Fame numbers. This is not Seth Mitchell. This is not Bryant Jennings. This is a special fighter. This is a special fighter. This dude is knocking people out at will. This dude's punches are not all, and he's not knocking people off. That knockout that happened with Luis Ortiz was set up. It was set up. I watched looking for 6 rounds, watching how he was setting it up. And 2 rounds before, I was like, he's going to knock out Luis Ortiz with a straight right hand without a doubt. Because Luis Ortiz, he set it up, not just with the left hooks, he set it up with the windmill shots, with the wider looping one. The looping one that Luis Ortiz caught on his glove. Boop, came inside the glove. Lights out. Nighty-night. That took intelligence. That took experience. That took an otherworldly talent. Deontay Wlder is a special fighter. And it is a shame to listen to these boxing media guys call him things like the most imperfect wrecking machine. His record is perfect. I'm not going to say whether or not he is the greatest heavyweight of all time. What he doesn't have to be. He is the most special heavyweight, talented heavyweight fighter that I have seen. That I've seen live, that I've seen and experienced. Mike Tyson, and that includes Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali was in the 1960s. I can't really compare that because I wasn't watching the fights in the 1960s. That's before I was born. But as far as the level of talent, the specialness of this dude, hey man, I don't think it gets any more special than Deontay Wlder. And he doesn't have to win another fight for the rest of his career. For a guy to pick up the sport at 19 years old, right? He wasn't fighting since he was 6, 8, 7, 8 years old. For him to be able to do that, come into this ring, have the amount of courage that he has, have the amount of confidence that he has, have the amount of perseverance that he has, belief in himself that he has. Man, what else do you need? Really? What else do you need? Celebrate this dude while we got him, while he's still boxing, and stop trying to look for reasons to give other people credit over him. The guy is the best heavyweight in the world. He's proved it. And I don't care whether or not there's 1 or 2 guys in the history of boxing that punch as hard as him. There ain't nobody that I've ever seen that punches harder, and that is more than enough to say. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Peace.